This is the quickest, most condensed guide of how to have success freelancing on Fiverr that I could possibly put together. Following this process, I was able to go from a complete beginner in my skill to making over $16,000 in 5 months, with the majority of that coming in the most recent 2 months, and also learning and becoming advanced in my skill. With the internet around us and so many resources at our disposal, I think that it is easier than ever to become a freelancer and break out and be able to work remotely anywhere in the world. And with this video, I wanted to break this down and make it as simple as possible how you can break out and make it in a freelancer in the shortest amount of time. This has worked for me, and then I've taken this same plan and helped my friends do the same, and it has actually worked for them just as well. You just have to actually put in the work and follow this plan and stick to it. Now stay tuned until the end and subscribe, because I'm going to reveal the #1 thing that will half the time investment you need to put in to make your first $10,000. Now step 1 I like to say here is to identify your skills and strengths. This is half internal analysis and half outward examination. So first, identify your skills. What skills and strengths do you already have? If you already have a skill such as drawing, or you're naturally design inclined, these might be skills that you might want to look towards. If you already know something about social media marketing and you like it, maybe you want to expand upon it. Even if you don't know any, then what are some skills that seem intriguing to you now? If you just want a list of skills that you can browse through, what I recommend doing is going over to Fiverr or Upwork and browsing through all the categories they have on there. There's hundreds, maybe even thousands of different categories that are being offered, and look at the most popular ones and just see what they are so you can have an idea. Look at what they're doing and see if it connects with you. If it looks like there's something you've already done before or know something about, or maybe something that just intrigues you, maybe this is something you want to look into. Now, I fully believe you can find success freelancing with any skill. The most important part is that you enjoy doing it. If you absolutely hate doing something and it's a pain and grueling for you to get through, it's not going to go well on freelancing. You want to find the skill that you most enjoy doing, so it will be a breeze completing this work, and that's what's going to lead to the success. Now, there's always going to be some skills that are more high value than others, and skills where you can have a competitive advantage. There are certain skills where you're always going to be in neck and neck competition with people working overseas that are willing to do the same work for a tenth of the cost, and ideally you want to avoid these. These include things like general software, especially front-end development or service, and think about things where you can provide a competitive advantage. A skill that has worked super well for me, and I've been able to find my advantage in, is UI design. With my design service, I offer video calls with clients where I'm able to really grasp their idea and get behind it and give that creative interpretation to their project as well. My clients that work with me like the fact I'm able to work and talk with them and really understand their app idea before diving in. That's something that someone working overseas, perhaps speaking a second language, doesn't have that advantage over. If you find these skills where you can have an advantage, if you get good at it, and you also find a skill that businesses really want, there's a lot more money in there because it's businesses paying you rather than individuals. Other really great skills include other graphic design works, non-AI artwork, mock-ups, animations and renderings, voiceovers, consulting-based work, and audits. Now, this is just the start. There's so many other skills you can choose. But once you've found what your skill is going to be, for the next step, you need to learn that skill. And thanks to the internet, there are so many courses available for free to learn your skill, and I would #1 start with YouTube. I would look up whatever you want to learn. If you decided you want to learn UI design, look up UI design. If you want to do Blender animations for product ads, then look that up, and you can have a full sequence. Start at the beginning, how to use Blender, how to set it up, to doing some specific projects. And I recommend spending at least 1 week in this learning process. Now, this can be just an hour a day, this can be a couple hours, depending on how soon you want to jump in and get started, but I recommend not only just learning the basics of everything here, but starting to do some sample projects. What we want to do here is build up a portfolio of at least 2 to 3 projects that you can display when it comes to the next step of listing yourself on one of these services. So go through, learn the software, actually put in the work. If you go through this and you don't actually learn it, you aren't going to get the results. The whole thing here is if you're able to provide value, then you're able to make money. Money is actually a tool used to transfer value, so it's always going to come from value. So you have to learn how to provide that value if you want to list yourself and make that money. Now, once you've learned your skill, you're going to have a decision to make whether you want to choose Fiverr or Upwork. And now there's advantages to each. And so this is just going to be a short overview. I'm not going to fully dive into each, but basically both of these are freelancing networks where they're pairing people searching for services with freelancers providing them. With both of these, you'll be able to list your gig and service and have clients reach out to you that are interested in your works. Think of these as being similar to Amazon, but instead of products, you're listing services on there. It's a place for people to find you in a search engine. For this, I'm more preferential to Fiverr, as it's more of clients coming to you in project-based work, where Upwork is more of you going to clients in hourly-based work. And so I think Fiverr just works better for my method. What you're going to do is you're going to make a listing. Now with this listing, first off, you're going to take some of those works that you created during that learning period and turn this into a portfolio, which you're going to feature on your gig page. Then you're also going to look at other gigs in that same category as you, and what you want to do is create the most compelling listing as you can. You want your listing to stand out amongst all the other ones. Put your competitive advantages on there, what makes your listing special, and make sure it stands out. If you don't have a design background, you can find hundreds of Fiverr templates on Canva to edit and look good. Put some time and hire someone to make your graphics for your gig if you really want to go above and beyond. And ask some friends for an opinion. It's always so hard to judge our own works. We're either giving it too much love and that preferential treatment or too hard on it. So if you ask others' opinion on what they think, you're able to get that work and make a listing that really stands out. Because this listing is how you're selling yourself on there. The skill that you're offering can be so good, but if your listing looks like shit, no one's going to come. And if you're offering a consulting-based gig or a voiceover service or a personality-based work, then you need to make a cover video as well. And then the last thing in your listing, and this is what I call the progression strategy, is just to list yourself at the cheapest rate you possibly can. Now this is just at the beginning to get that grip and get started, just because there's so much competition with people, no reviews, no orders before. List yourself at the lowest rate possible. Now you might do these first couple orders like below minimum wage, but the point is here to build up those first orders and a customer base. These first orders are not about the money. These are just to establish yourself and to get a little experience working with the clients. This is an investment period, and this is the first big mistake that freelancers make, not treating their freelance career like a business. Just like businesses require a money investment to get them off the ground, freelancing on Fiverr requires a time investment to get those first reviews and you off the ground. So once you have your listing live, what I would do is I would ask a friend or family member to order and leave a review, or tap into your existing audience. This is very important because there are thousands of listings on Fiverr with 0 reviews, and that one 5-star review is going to make you stand out. So just ask a friend, hey, do you mind ordering this? And then deliver their order and then ask them to leave a review. Now Fiverr prohibits review exchanges, but if you're actually delivering something and they're satisfied, they are totally welcome to review it. After you have that one 5-star review, now if you've done everything so far, your listing stands out, you're listed at the cheapest rate, and you have that one 5-star review, the orders should now start to come. When you get an order, make sure to go above and beyond to satisfy these first few customers. Satisfying them is the most important of all, because number one, if you get a negative review here, you're toast. If you have 2 reviews and one of those is negative, you have a 2.5-star average that will absolutely kill your listing. The second is it's extremely important to get people to review. I found a lot of the time, even if you do a good job, a lot of people aren't inclined to leave a review, so go above and beyond so they're very happy to leave a review at the end so that you can start building up and getting those reviews. And this is also going to give you good experience setting the bar high for working with clients in the beginning. This will make it easier down the line. Those are the first few things to get those next orders. And then once you get those first few clients, now hopefully you have 3 or 4 5-star reviews on there and you have your listing looking great and you're still at the cheapest price. Now the good parts start to kick in. As you get more and more clients, now you're getting more experience. Number one, you're getting better at your skill, and number two, you have more reviews. So you can start to raise your rate as more people are coming in. More people are saying, hey, you're an established seller. You're gonna start to raise your rate. Now I found this process to raising my rate from the lowest, that very lowest where we started out, to what I really wanted to be charging took me in total about 3 months. And throughout all that time, I was taking in orders from whatever was slightly related. Now there are some projects now that I would definitely have turned down just because they're too large in scope or not for things I wanted to work on, but I would take these at the time just because I knew it was so necessary for me to get those first reviews and stand out. So keep taking orders, keep doing your best to satisfy customers, and keep delivering great results, and you'll keep improving your skill, and then slowly raise your rate up. Now to the results. After doing this whole process for 6 months, I was now charging the exact rate I wanted to. I had more work coming to me than I could possibly take on, and I'd become pretty advanced in my skill that I chose, which was UI/UX design. This is a point where I can continue to grow in freelancing. I had clients reaching out to me off of the freelancing sites, offering me work, wanting to work together. When you find clients off of these freelancing sites, you often find they're willing to pay more. You're able to build and start to spread a name recognition apart from your gig, and you're able to grow at this point. You're able to grow in many directions. You can start an agency, or you can start one-on-one work, or you can just continue to build on your Fiverr listing and level up. And once you get these levels, that's when you find that the orders will really come in. Once you get a certain number of orders and 5-star reviews within a certain time period, you can move up to level 1 and then level 2 and level 3. And this comes with a lot of perks that will really pop when people are searching for these services that they want. Levels will also come with access to promoted gigs, where you can set a budget daily and have your gig listing shoot up to the top of the search results. I found using promoted gigs on a budget of $5 to $10 a day nearly doubled the amount of clients reaching out to me. money. Now, it really can be that easy. As I said, in just 5 months of doing this process that I laid out for you, I made over $16,000 freelancing, and the majority of that came in the last 2 months. So that's going up now at an exponential rate now that I'm charging the amount that I want to and got through that first period of just making 5 to 10 bucks on a gig. On this video, I just really wanted to lay this out and explain how easy this is to do and how anyone can do this thanks to the internet. And all you gotta do is put in the work and follow this formula. If you want my complete guide on how to start selling on Fiverr and earning big bucks, it's in my description, completely free. So click on that if you want to learn more, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.